of the
It's true.
committee to get, call to order. So give you a moment to take a look at the meeting minutes. Don't think they were attached, so, and I don't see Riley.
No.
Yeah, okay,
No.
so we'll hold off on those still. Okay, no problems at all. Review the 2021 budget, that is attached with there. Any questions or concerns or any discussion on that from you, Riley?
No, I'd just like to point out to everyone that we're still overall slightly behind annual pace. Let me look, I'm navigating the phone. Excuse me. No, I don't have any comments.
Okay.
Well, what did you mean, we're behind annual?
I mean, we've spent 18% of the year's allocation on 16% of the year. That will change back that'll change back slightly over the next couple of months with less hours and less field hours and less of that. It's more of a wave action than anything else.
Is this the appropriate time to ask for a part of the budget? I assume, is this part of the budget that the Cactus Corporation, or is this part of, hold on, an update for the, I was curious to ask about the Roku channel setup, or is that part of a?
That's part of the later discussion in the agenda.
Good, so I see the cost here, this is not a part of the budget then, I was just making sure.
As of right now.
Super, yes, got that.
Good. Any other further questions concerning the budget? Okay. Hearing none, let's move on to receiving reports, and Riley, the floor is yours for a few moments.
Winter sports season is over. We've done video meetings with the management and sales staff at Cactus Corporation, and with one of their integrator companies, Keycode Media in Schaumburg, and we've received and delivered a purchase order for a new video server that has many exciting features, and we hope to get that installation happening in March already and take our channel down the road toward truly being Ripon Community Media. As you can all see from the document in front of you, I think, it does everything. And it's gonna let us stream both channels live on our website. So rather than having a static riponchannel.com website that we've spent time and money building, we'll be streaming our channel directly to that at all time. And we'll be able to maintain the digital stream to YouTube. We'll be able to send a digital stream to any third destination that we choose. We'll be able to log in and live broadcast remotely by RTMP. We'll be sending a cable cast in the same manner that we currently do. We should be able to handle scheduling and file uploads and even graphic overlays remotely. Part of the purchase includes a one-time charge to set up a Roku app, so we'll be a Roku channel. When someone checks it out from the library, they can watch Ripon Channel on Roku. We'll have an app in the iOS store and the Android store, so people can download Ripon Channel app and watch video on demand on their phone. And it's going to give us the capability to subdivide our delivery and really potentially create a library channel, a school channel, a police department channel, a common council channel, a chamber of commerce channel, all underneath the umbrella of Ripon Channel.
So realistically, it checks all the boxes that we've been looking for.
It checks every box that we've
Right.
been looking for.
Right.
It's kind of like they sat in all these meetings for a few years and said, this is what channels like this need to do.
Good.
And so we're pretty excited, and it's a pretty big lift, as you can see by the price. That's a large nut for us. It uses up our entire 3 years of carryover funds, and it will go another $2,000+ into this year's equipment budget. But then there we are.
When do you feel the last time the Ripon channel made an upgrade like this would have taken place in similar kinds of technology? Decades?
Probably 12 years, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back when we got out of playing videotapes and got a real server.
Right.
That was probably the last time it was so dramatic.
Right.
And that would have been 12 years ago.
Right, and obviously so much technology has changed
Right,
since then and allowing us to do kind of a mission of what this committee
right.
is for.
Right.
And getting it out there.
We're pretty excited.
And I know there's some yearly kind of maintenance with or fees or subscriptions, I should say, yeah. We'll go
It
with it
does.
as well.
It does bring along an additional $9,600 in annual subscriptions, which is a kind of a large number. That's $5,100 for cloud services and tech support, and $2,400 for their cloud video on demand. The video on demand is required for the app, and we think that the app is an important part of the process. And there's another $2,100 for another function that's required. I don't recall right off the top of my head. But it's $9,600 in recurring fees, and we will cease paying $3,000 in annual fees for electronics total info. So we're making a lift of an additional $6,600 in subscription fees. We've had more than $2,300 in income from our partnership with Hometown Broadcasting this year. So we're optimistic that we can meet that obligation and possibly even do better.
Do we worry about the franchise fees disappearing down the line here and us being able to still sustain this kind of purchase?
In 7 years, I think, is the window for franchise fees going away.
Okay.
So we'll maintain for 7 years because the state has contracted to make up the difference to the municipalities as the state ramps down franchise collections. They're ramping up compensatory payments to municipalities so that the income at the municipal level stays the same.
Okay.
So I think we have 7 years left of that, and then there's a cliff.
Right.
So I guess we're as confident as we can be. This is the kind of thing that we need to have if we're going to maintain beyond that 7-year period.
Sure.
This allows us, like I said, to unify and be an integral part of helping to promote Ripon.
Are there any other communities near us or similar to our size or those kind of things that are using this?
West Bend has one, Sun Prairie has one, West Allis has one. I think Whitewater has one.
Okay.
They're substantially larger than we are, but
Okay.
they're all pretty happy with theirs.
Yeah, but it gives us an opportunity for maybe us to check that out and just kind of learn a little bit about it too.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
I would encourage anybody in the community to,
And
kind of look at it and take a look at it too.
And if someone really wants to look, the Castus people are very proud of Milford TV, Milford, Milford. I think it's either in Delaware or New Hampshire. And that's one of the early Castus stations. And they're very proud of what they've done with their website and their station with Castus products. So it's worth a look. It looks nice.
Right. So next step, obviously, it's the purchase order has already been submitted, or?
The purchase order's been submitted. We're going to request an additional purchase order that we may or may not consummate for 1 day of tech time here. And it seems like we may be able to handle the installation ourselves. If we can't, we'll pay a tech. And then that's it. But the company has a purchase order and it's on the way.
Right.
The hardware's on the way.
Well, kudos to you guys for finding this kind of opportunity.
And now that I'm on that tangent, one of the good things is that some of the more expensive recent purchases that we've had, like our broadcast pick switcher and the Asia router, will integrate very nicely with our Castus server. Most of our legacy equipment that we need will still be there and still be functioning.
I'll add that I think,
Oh, sorry.
someone to say something.
Can I just question the archival process too? Is there an integration of what you have for electronics over to this system, or what does that look like from your end?
I'm sorry, can you rephrase that?
I'm questioning the archival. So all of the videos and live streams that you have in electronics, what's the integration for Castus? Is it pretty smooth, or how is that integrated?
Oh, we're probably gonna have to manually send them over.
Okay.
One of the things that Castus is very excited about when they promote this is that the transcoding is inside their software and doesn't even require operator time. So we can then send them all sorts of various formats and just drop it in there, and it shouldn't be a problem. And we shouldn't have to waste transcoding time or anything. So we will have to manually drag and drop, but
Better than
so there's
playing.
that. And as far as the rest of our archives, to date, we have 20 years of everything on a DVD in the room. So I think I've had requests for old programs, serious requests for old programs, a half dozen times.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything on social either, but I was just curious to know.
Yeah, I think we'll have to manually drag and drop. There won't be some kind of cloud service thing where we can click a button and it's all available.
Got it.
Yeah, not like that.
Joy?
Well, just to build off of Whitney, so then that's only available for as long as we obviously keep paying, right? That, we still have our YouTube channel that is not contingent
Absolutely.
on this, right? That we still have
Absolutely.
all of our videos from what we've created recently.
And we have and will continue to have copies of all of our programs. We have everything.
Great.
And if we don't purchase the cloud services, then several of the important features won't work. So we are purchasing an ongoing bill.
I think that's doable, and
I think we can do it. It's a reach this first year, but I'm encouraged by the way it's working out with Hometown Broadcasting. More encouraged now than I was when we started shopping for this server. I think we'll be okay.
So going back to the budget, where is this we don't have to go back to the council for any approval. We have this, as you said, it's from the 3 years of carryover funds, right, and then equipment funds. Should we have that as a line here, or where is this falling under?
It's a journal entry. The carryover is a journal entry that you don't see on that printout.
Should we add it for the future? Is that helpful, or
Or is that not typical?
That's not typical.
Okay.
I believe Riley has CC'd me along with Lori for the purchase order request when it went out a few weeks ago.
Yes,
So there is a line of communication there at least,
yes.
what's going on with it.
Well, when you asked, when was the last time we had this upgrade like this, and you said about, a dozen years, I think you have the start of a press release to the community, and I think that would be something, once we get going on this, something phenomenal to also then promote our new name into the community.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, be a great little vignette.
It's on the title of today's broadcast.
Super.
Here's the, the new equipment that we're featuring. at the Ripon channel.
Right. It's
And,
gonna, yes. Yeah, we're really excited.
Any questions for Raleigh on the Castus?
No, I'll just have to connect with you once things get rolling and what I can help from my end, whether promoting, the apps or the Roku channel and all of that. So that's just more content that I would love to implement into all the social side of it. But yeah, Riley, we'll connect.
Absolutely, yeah, yes. I think we're finally getting capabilities that will put you to full use.
Yes.
Right.
That's exactly what I want to hear.
And to clarify on the app, the Android and Apple Store app, that will be free to the community, correct?
Yes, those are free apps.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, Roku's, you can
Cool.
check out a Roku at the library.
Cool.
I think the good thing for us is, we've kind of built this vision of what this committee wants to be and what we want the channel to be within the last couple of years, and we're really starting to knock off all the things that we've wanted to be doing and accomplishing,
Yes.
focusing on those non-cable subscribers in the community and how we get our content out to that. So the fact that, we've done so much on Facebook and the website and YouTube and those things, and now to add the OTT channel and then have the apps as well, so that's, we're doing good things. So-
Yes. And the long-discussed community camera gets even easier with this.
Good.
Because really any format, just send it.
Okay. Great. And that's something we can build on in terms of how we want to shape and position that ourselves, and, how we get that out and into people and let them know about it, so
Right,
we'll take it, right?
yes,
As long as it's broadcast standard and,
yes,
appropriate.
yes, right. And we're excited about seeing some staff savings as well in some areas,
Okay.
because certain scheduling features and certain message board features that have required physical presence should be doable by remote. So if we can save somebody,
So
we
does it
can
allow
save
you
somebody- I
to
mean,
start a
just
live broadcast for maybe a council meeting from somewhere else? Nobody has to be in the studio there, or how those things work, or?
We think so.
Okay, well, that's,
They told us it does. We have to
Right.
learn how to do it, but they told us we can do that. And it should enable us to put other events, say the fire district meeting. Everybody wants to watch a fire district meeting. We should be able to put that on live.
how does that translate to your sporting events?
Well,
They
that
could
would
go
be
live.
like that too.
Okay, so you'd have the YouTube option, you'd
so
have
we
the
should-
live stream Facebook or whatever.
And not only live on YouTube, but live on sending out the cable, live to the website.
Live on Roku as well?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
And because of the
I've
channels,
never asked that question.
you'll no longer have to select between an athletic event and, like, for example, a council event. So we could do both simultaneously?
I think so. If we had people in cameras in both places, we should be able to do both,
So
yes.
cool.
Yes, yes,
That's
that's a
huge.
good question. Yes.
Do we feel that there's gonna be an increased need for staff and equipment due to this, or do we have enough of our own kind of equipment now to, and staff?
We'll find out.
Okay,
We'll find out.
it's a process.
It is. It is. The worst part about the equipment is that we've found that our newer cameras are so much nicer than some of our older ones that it's hard to get a match. We're sort of locked into only 2 cameras. Because adding that third camera is sort of a, doesn't look right.
That might be beyond my question reach here a little bit, and I'm spitballing things, but, say for instance, Ripon College would have a live event that they would want to, that they have on campus, that we could possibly grab the same video feed and bring it into our system at the same time to play it out.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
Oh.
exactly right,
Wow.
and we should be able to do that without any of our presence there. We should be able to send.
school board meetings, those kind of things, you can watch those live.
We should be able to set up school boards so that they have an RTMP and click, here they are.
And we currently don't have that capability, correct?
No, we send somebody over there
Right.
and then we do post on it later
That's
and post it
awesome.
up. So,
Wow.
so we'll be cutting that.
I mean, there's so much here, even the historical society, I mean, wow, once we get this out to the community, so many
Yes,
creative
this is,
ideas.
there are
can come
real
out.
advantages here. Yes.
Exciting stuff. Any questions for Riley on the Castus equipment? All right, hearing none. Go ahead.
Last
Yeah,
one.
go ahead.
Remind me, when is the anticipated date that this is being available?
We want to get it in March.
Oh, wow, that's so soon, sooner.
We've submitted the purchase order and it's on the way.
Thanks.
They'll let us know when it's ready.
Great. All right. Operations, legislative updates, feedback from the public, anything there?
No, there's no, I don't have any legislative update or any useful feedback from the public.
Excuse me. We've covered a fair amount of the Castus equipment, so I don't think we need to kind of revisit that here during the discussion items here. Programming updates, anything that you're looking forward to adding here? I know we may have a alternate football season coming up here in the next few weeks. So.
We do. We'll be doing another set of live streams at the Opera House in Green Lake. That'll be programming for us. We'll be looking at more sports. We're not gonna do any sports in March, so it's unfortunate. It's a revenue opportunity, but we're gonna install a server and make sure we know what we're doing. But after football, we'll do some spring sports, partly because it needs to be done and partly because it looks like that's our revenue opportunity. And really, we're looking for just about anything. Especially if it's stuff that, if it's something that we can cover, you know, we need the bodies, we need the time, but if we can save enough time in one area and send people out to do other things, that's good. It's really dependent on our staffing.
Right. Well, that leads us perfectly into the next item, staffing and
It does,
pay.
doesn't it?
Obviously, with the increase of new technology and new equipment coming on in, and the team that we have currently, there might be some things that we need to look at in order to compensate correctly for the knowledge that they bring to the organization too, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And if you're all looking at this simple document that I sent out earlier today,
I saw that, yeah.
you saw that. So the bold line at the top is where we currently are with our staff. And if we made these small raises, we'd be picking up somewhere between $2,500 or $6,500 annually at budgeted hours. That doesn't include me, that's just paying staff.
Right.
And my feeling, now this is a feeling because it's based on what I see with revenues as we've started this year, 2 months into the year. I think we could swing that lowest level. We could swing another $2,500 a year in our current situation. And if revenues go where we need them to go, we can maintain that. The other numbers are higher. If revenues exceed expectations, then we can go higher.
So what I'm hearing you say, under our current operating projected budget, this increase in salary works.
We can squeeze it. It would require some shuffling, and it would require some stinginess in some budget areas. But we could make it happen.
Will the public notice anything that we need to state, that anything?
No.
Okay.
The only thing the public will know is that we talked about it in here.
Right. What sort of timeline for this would we be looking at? Would we be looking April 1? Would we be looking May 1? Is that dependent on what we decide here as the committee? Just have to go farther than us to council or anything like that, or is that just something from?
Well, if the committee recommends it, then it goes to the administrator.
Okay.
after that, I don't know if council has to approve this or if the administrator approves it, I'm not really sure.
Right, right. Okay. And that's
But
something
it's
I
not,
can reach out to.
I'm pretty certain that we can't approve that.
Right.
The committee can make a recommendation.
Recommendation for it.
So I can look into the specifics of that. Does that mean that we have to make a motion to make a recommendation formally? Maybe we do that next meeting? Does that have to happen now? What are we?
Well, again, with the Zoom, we need to make sure that everybody's on video in order for a vote
Yes.
on those things.
Yes.
So, or
Yeah.
maybe the next meeting, we would be able to meet
Yes.
all together.
Maybe we'll all be vaccinated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, maybe that's an opportunity for us to make sure we have a approval or at least a discussion on it for the next meeting, if that works.
Okay.
So,
Because we have time, correct?
yeah.
And we'll have,
So-
and that will give us, another couple of months to see what happens with sales.
Mhm. Right. Any other discussion on staffing and pay from anybody for the good of the group? Okay, hearing none, I will turn it over to Whitney for some social media website discussion. Whitney, floor is yours.
Sounds good. Let me know if you guys did not get the February report. I can send it over to you guys again. But just to briefly go over stats and metrics, we doubled our subscribers over January, so totaling 57 new subscribers to the YouTube channel. I think we're at 372 subscribers total for the channel, so it continuously grows from that end of it. And then, although we saw a higher amount of content that we shared on the YouTube channel last month, this also resulted in, kind of a general decrease for this month's metrics, but nothing too substantial, just because we did have a lot more sharing on that channel last month. So for let's go into Twitter. The metrics are staying pretty similar to last month, earning more average impressions per day, but the total profile visits and impressions were down from last month as well. And then lastly, Facebook, we lost a little bit of the high traffic that we were receiving from sports teams coverage over the last month, early this month, and it kind of shows in those decreases in Facebook as well, but nothing too substantial. Just wanted to note if people are wondering about seeing the decreases from month to month for that sake. And then briefly going over website metrics, 50 new users came to the website in February and totaling about 128 for the month of views. And these were from mostly organic searches. There were some from social media referrals, and the top page again was sports, and the second was actually music for that sake. So any questions on the brief overview for social media?
Whitney, you mentioned that we've doubled our YouTube subscribers in the last month, if that's what I heard you say.
Yep. Well, not total, but the amount of subscribers that we received.
That's fantastic. Is there any insight you might have as to what might have caused that to keep the momentum going?
I think it's just with the content that we had. We had a lot of you can see the top videos were pretty much all boys basketball ones from January too. So I think, just kind of keeping up with that trend of, being that top place to go to watch these, whether it is the sports ones or what. I think that's what's going to help kind of continuously raise, because the more people know and have eyes on it, the more they're going to share and promote as well from their end. So yeah, that's where I would go.
Great. Any other questions for Whitney on this?
Just thank you.
Keep up the good work.
I appreciate it.
Thanks. Well, I'm excited. I need to dive in specifically with you, Riley, and what we can all, or what I can all help with. So I'm excited to see this grow.
Right. We'll do a call with you and you and the three of us over here.
Yes, please.
Okay. How's tomorrow?
I'll send you an email. I'll let you know when
Okay. Okay, good.
I forgot to add, under discussion items, any other business, so I think it's legal that I could probably say if there's any other business to discuss, we could certainly bring that up. So if anybody has any other business that they'd like to discuss, floor is open.
So I had something that, and if it didn't fall under this, it could have very well have fallen under social media. So we could state that it just falls
Sure.
under this report. In that, I wanted to report that we at Ripon College, there's a couple events coming up, virtual events. One is really neat about covering the military and journalism. That's March 17th, and March 31st, there's one on what your brain has to do with your political beliefs. I bring this up because I know that in the past, Whitney, thank you for offering, I know that with the Ripon channel, that we could sort of advertise these events. But that also then prompted me to think, it would be nice, I feel like, for our committee to put a statement together as to what the Ripon channel, what the Ripon Community Media Committee is looking for programming, for, you know, what we either want to promote on social media or actually be at. And maybe we should put together time on a future agenda or just work outside of a meeting to draft a quick statement that can be sent out to the school district, to the college, obviously Jason is here, but to the chamber, right, to community organizations to let them know what we are looking for. Now maybe we'll get more information once we know how Castis works and how they can send us information. So perhaps it's worth putting a little bit of a hold on that. But in the near future, I guess, with these events coming up this month, is this something that we would want to put on our social media, and how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're all in for cross-promoting that way. That's, I see our purchase of this server as an opportunity to really do that effectively.
Had no concerns on that whatsoever. So I like the idea of kind of getting to know what this new equipment and opportunity is gonna have for us, and then we can kind of lay the groundwork moving forward and, you know, what our capabilities are.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just a simple request for a future agenda item to have a community statement as to what the Ripon Community Media Committee is looking for.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, super.
Yeah, we can figure a way to word that up.
I can do that.
Exactly. Any other discussion for the good of the group? All right. I believe that is it for today. Thanks so much for your time, everybody. We'll talk again. We're scheduled for the next, would be in May, would be our next one. So thank you for your time, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Do we need to make a motion?
Take care, bye-bye.
Bye.
I move to adjourn.
Actually, new Robert's rules in a committee, you don't need to make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Super.